Hey, so I love spicy food, right? Peppers, horseradish, wasabi, I absolutely love. They're all great, right? But I noticed that they act differently when you eat them. So, when you're eating pepper, right? Like a hot pepper of some sort, red chili pepper, anything like that, jalapenos. The spice is very much like on your tongue and in your throat, and it stays for a while. The burning continues depending on how spicy the pepper is. It'll last longer, right? Drinking water does not help. And the next day, it revisits you, right? You go to sit on the porcelain throne, and a reminder of the decision you made may reappear. But that doesn't happen with like horseradish and wasabi. When you eat horseradish and wasabi, at least in my experience, you eat it and the burning, it's a little bit in your mouth, but it's also like through your nose and sinuses, right? It's like all up here. The burn is like much quicker. It hits you fast and hard and then goes away fairly quickly. Never feel a whole bunch of burning in your stomach, and I don't have burny shits the next day, which is nice. Anyway, so I wanted to look up kind of why is this? Like, what's happening? And basically, so there's two different compounds between these that are the primary ones creating the spice, that heat that you feel. So in horseradish, which is going to be like the wasabi that you would get like at a sushi restaurant or something as well. Those are generally going to be horseradish based wasabis. They're not actually coming from a wasabi plant. Anyway, the compound in that is ethyl isothiocyanate. I'm reading this right off my phone because I wasn't going to remember and memorize that shit. And then in peppers, it's capsaicin. So I'm just going to call it the pepper compound and the horseradish compound. So the horseradish compound, it is water soluble and evaporates quickly. So like when you eat it, the heat in your mouth causes it to evaporate, and that's basically what sends all of that up into like your sinuses, your nose, all of that, and why you get a lot of that heat there. But it evaporates relatively quickly. So like once that happens, it goes away, right? The spice of it. This is the same reason if you've ever had like horseradish mashed potatoes, you put the horseradish in the mashed potatoes because the mashed potatoes are hot. You mix it in. They're not very spicy, if spicy at all, when you eat them. They just have the flavor of the horseradish. Same thing like if you have like a really, really hot cocktail sauce, like St. Elmo's cocktail sauce here in Indianapolis, Indiana. You would keep it in the refrigerator, and that's what's going to keep the heat, because if you were to just put that like in your pantry, especially after you've opened it, it's been exposed to air and all of that, it's going to lose its potency, its heat quite a bit faster. The same thing does not happen with peppers. So when you eat wasabi or horseradish, that evaporation happens. You get hit very fast, very hard with all of that heat from whatever you just put in your face. And then because of the heat in your body, it essentially like takes down that heat level quite a bit. So that the next day, it's not a bunch of like hot spiciness that you are, sending down the tubes into the sewer. And additionally, because it's water soluble, you can drink water and it actually helps the burning. Peppers and the pepper compound, not the same. When you eat a hot pepper, it is actually an oil soluble, so it does not, water is not going to help make that heat go away. And it does not have the same like evaporative effect with heat. So when you eat it, that heat is with you and that heat is staying with you. And it's going to lose its potency somewhat as it like goes through your digestive system, hits your stomach acids and all of that type of stuff. But it's still going to stick around a bit. And that's why if you eat something very, very spicy, you're going to have a burning feeling the next day that is less than pleasant. Now, a lot of people do know that milk can help with the burning from hot chili peppers. Like if you eat hot wings or something like that, drinking milk can help with that. That's because milk has casein, which actually bonds to that hot pepper compound that we talked about before. So that will actually help and help to decrease that heat quite a bit when you've eaten some hot wings or maybe something that was a little bit too spicy of a chili, something like that. But that's the difference between the two, and I enjoy both, right? Like there's a place for both. I enjoy just hot, spicy foods in general, but if I had to choose between the two, I'm gonna go with like a horseradish based thing, like wasabi or just like a cocktail sauce or something like that. Get that really like high impact, fast heat explosion, and then have it die off rather than having my asshole burn the next day.